What's going on, y'all? We are back with another episode. I'm shooting this episode following the Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns on January 1st, 2021. And the Phoenix Suns beat the Denver Nuggets 106-103. Now, if you're not familiar with this channel, if you want to hear more Denver Nuggets related content, Denver Broncos related content, NBA content, NFL content, hit that subscribe button. We have content coming out on the regular. After every game, I'm going to have something coming up from Denver Broncos. I'm going to talk about stuff in free agency, talk about stuff in the draft when NFL season comes here. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. So my initial response and initial reaction to today's game, frustrated. Yo, the Nuggets came out firing. Jamal Murray came out firing. Jamal Murray always seems to have his way versus the Phoenix Suns in the first place. Devin Booker always struggles against the Denver Nuggets. Gary Harris plays lockdown defense against him. He's averaging like 15 points a game in his career against the Nuggets, and largely due to Gary Harris. And so we came out the game, we played really well. I want to say Jamal Murray might have had like 12 points immediately. I think in Jokic's first few minutes of the game, he had 6 assists. I mean, it was just going. The offense was moving. The defense was playing relatively well with the first unit. I mean, they were rotating fast. They were getting out on the three-pointers. They weren't leaving a lot of wide-open three-pointers. They were covering up the lane. Started off really well. Jokic looked good. He was playing more the facilitator start the first quarter. That was cool, though, because that's Jamal Murray was cooking. He was cooking. So when he's cooking, you give him the ball. You give him the ball. You can do pick and roll. You can get out the way. Whatever you need to do, just let Murray cook. When Blue Arrow is going on, there ain't too many players in the NBA, maybe besides like Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, that when he's in that zone like that, Damian Lillard, it's just there's nothing you can do about it. If he starts off hot, he's big enough to get to the hole. He can shoot well enough. He just started playing really well. Jamal Murray had a really good night. He ended tonight with 31 points. 4 rebounds and 5 assists. He shot 12 of 22 from the field. That's better than 50%. 4 of 8. That's what the key thing is. Jamal Murray was 4 of 8 from three-pointer. Shot 8 three-pointers. Jamal Murray, keep doing that. Keep doing that. That's what we need from Jamal Murray. 8 three-pointers every game. Keep doing that. Balled out. That's a great stat line. That's a Jamal Murray stat line. Completely fine with that. But y'all, the thing that is most frustrating about the Denver Nuggets right now, not only are they 1-4, which again, based on how the season has started for a lot of elite teams, I'm honestly not that concerned. Once again, the Nuggets just came off of Western Conference Finals. It's just taking a while for them to find their groove. They're trying to integrate 7 players, and y'all, the starters are fine. I have no issues with the starters. It is the Nuggets bench that is the problem. The mini lads. So when they put out Facu Campazzo, when they put out Monte Morris and PJ Dozier, Will Barton, and today they put out JaMychal Green, man, that lineup is just not doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's not getting stops. It's not scoring on offense. You have 2 point guards out there that are 6'2" and below. Facu's 5'11", can't defend anyone. So as soon as Chris Paul was isolating on Facu today, he was money. Barbecue chicken. He was just too small. And Chris Paul's too smart. He knows exactly what he needs to do in that situation. So Chris Paul, I want to say like 3 straight mid-range jumpers on Facu Campazzo. And then on top of that, Facu's playing off ball on offense. It's just not a good fit right now. I remember when the signing happened in the offseason, I was curious because either this kind of meant they were leaning towards trading Monte Morris in a bigger deal, which they probably were looking at with the Drew Holiday deal, or they were going to play a 2 point guard lineup. But our concerns about having a 5'11" and 6'2" point guard out there playing perimeter defense in the NBA, in this NBA, we had concerns about it before, and those concerns are real. I don't know what Facu's place is on this team. I know that they gave him a deal. They want to play him. They feel like he's a good player, but every time Facu steps in the game, it's partially, and I would say it's 50-50. It's Facu learning and not playing defense, and also on the other side of it, it's also the fact that I don't like that lineup around here. PJ Dozier does not need to be playing the 4. He doesn't need to be playing the 4. He can't shoot well enough to spread the court. And now PJ Dozier, he's a point guard. He was a point guard when he came in last year. He was a point guard when he played last year. He can just play off ball as well. But now he's playing the 4th fiddle behind Barton, behind Facu and behind Monte Morris as ball handlers. I don't like that. And again, The second unit came in and we got blitzed. We ended the half down 11. And this after the second quarter concluded. It was because of the second unit. They came in, they did nothing. They couldn't hold the lead that we had when they came in. And they also could not stop anyone. And so that's probably the biggest concern I have going forward. I think, like what has been shared before, we don't have any wings out there. So it's very hard to stop a team if you don't even have a Torrey Craig playing defense on somebody. Now, again, PJ Dozier can do it, but again, he's playing the 4. It's just not a good lineup. I hope that we stop playing that lineup at some point. I think based on what I'm seeing right now, we're going to have to see what happens at the end of the year, because I don't know if Facu's going to play as time goes on, because Monte Morris is playing well. Malone trusts Monte Morris. He want to utilize Monte Morris, but when they're both on the court together, the team is a negative. So we're really going to have to figure that out. Gary Harris, shooting woes continue. He was 2 of 9 from the field. And we'll talk about that fourth quarter here in a second. But he was 2 of 9 from the field, and he was 0 of 3 from three-point line. We just can't have that. He played great defense today. But it's just not tenable. It's not tenable for your starting shooting guard to shoot that poorly on a game-by-game basis. I mean, it's almost like when Gary Harris shoots well, it's more of a surprise. And once again, I love Gary Harris as a player. I've watched Gary Harris since he was at Michigan State. I've watched Gary Harris since 2014 when he came onto the team. I know who he is. But what he has been the last 2+ seasons now, it's just not going to cut it. And the Nuggets are not winning a championship with Gary Harris playing like that. So they're going to have to figure that out, because he's going to play. He has to play. He's our best defender, perimeter defender. So he just is going to have to pick that up. Paul Millsap played well, 5 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line. He played well. He was muscling. He only played 19 minutes because we don't need to play our soon-to-be 36-year-old power forward more than 24 minutes a game right now. We just don't. We need him for the playoffs. So, again, fine with that. Monte Morris played 30 minutes, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point line. He played a good game. He did have a turnover there. They're just figuring it out. Will Barton had his worst game of the year by far. He's had 2 back-to-back games where he's really struggled. He had 36 minutes tonight, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 of 7 from the field, and 0 of 2 from the three-point line. Now, that's not a typical Will Barton stat line. If you're a Will Barton hater in the first place, or you don't like his fit on this team, then that just gives you further ammunition as to why you want Will Barton gone. But again, he's not usually that bad, but today he was. Man, I love Joker, but Joker only played 30 minutes tonight. He only shot the ball 13 times. He was 7 of 13, which is well over 50%. He was 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 60% from the three-point line, and he was 17, 9, and 11. He should have had another triple-double today, but the reason he didn't, because of fouls. Now, some of those fouls were ticky-tack. He should not have gotten 2 of those fouls that I saw today. But Joker has to stop fouling on fast breaks. That reach-in foul, I want to say, as a Nuggets fan, 60% of the time, when he gets that reach-in foul in the first half, when it's his first or second foul, it always comes back 60% of the time at least to bite us, and it did it today. Had Joker had 4 fouls instead of 5 fouls in that third quarter, he would have kept playing. The lead probably would have been closer. He would have had that triple-double. His numbers would have been better. He probably would have shot the ball more because he was cooking. It's so frustrating. Joker, he had 10 assists by the time we reached the 8.5 minute mark in the third quarter. He was cooking. But foul troubles. Again, ticky-tack fouls that they called on him. Ticky-tack fouls. Again, Joker was clutch. He hit that three-pointer with, 4 seconds left? 4 seconds left, and Chris Paul went down there and hit those clutch three. Last year, Chris Paul and Joker were the 2 best clutch players in terms of effective field goal percentage and points. They were the best 2 clutch players in the league, and you saw why tonight. That's just how they play. Chris Paul, Hall of Fame badge. If Chris Paul has a mid-range shot, he's going to make that shot, to me, 80% of the time. That's just what he is. Him, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, they just eat right there. Carmelo Anthony back in the day, that's just where they live. Give them a mid-range with some space. It's a wrap. He's a great pick-and-roll point guard. The Phoenix Suns are, 5-1 now? The Phoenix Suns are 5-1 now? I mean, they're playing well. They're playing decently well. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, the Phoenix Suns are playing well. They're doing what they need to be doing. But once again, man, like it's just the way things are right now. The Nuggets are just struggling. They're struggling. Again, now the Nuggets are 1-4. So again, game notes. Hartenstein was good. Hartenstein gave quality minutes. He needs to play more. He just needs to not foul. When he doesn't foul, he's good. When he fouls, he's not good. He needs to play more. He has to. Joker doesn't need to be playing a bunch of minutes tonight. 31, 32, 33, 34 minutes. That's where Joker should be. That means Hartenstein's going to need anywhere from 12 to 14 minutes a game. He's going to have to not foul because we need him to do, or they're going to have to split that and give 2 or 4 minutes of that to Jamal Green, who played great today. Jamal Green played great today. He did what he's supposed to do. Michael Green, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. I know what Jamal Green is. He is a reliable player. I've been watching him since the grit and grind Memphis days. He needs to play. He can play. He can play. I want to see him next to Joker. I want to see what that combination looks like with him on the backside, playing good defense, playing hard, tough-nosed defense, backing up that back line. I want to see what that looks like with Michael Porter Jr. out there. And again, I didn't mention this. Michael Porter Jr. was out because of COVID-19 restrictions. Somebody he knew tested positive, so now he has to self-isolate for a number of days, and he needs to test negative continuously. In the NFL, it's at least 5 days, and so it's probably around that same time frame. So let's hope we get him back in the next, maybe the next 2 or 3 games. He's not going to play this next Sunday, but maybe the game after that, we'll see. But we could have used him tonight greatly. And again, backside defense, he is really good. He's not great on ball, but he's a really good backside defender. We could have used him tonight. A lot of that length was good. So again, it's just a really frustrating situation if you're a Nuggets fan. It's because we know who we are. We know that we're a good team. We know we have good players. But integrating these 7 players has become extremely difficult. And it's taxing. And in particular, that second unit is bad. Right now, they may be the worst of the elite teams in the NBA. They might be the worst second unit. Just because they haven't played together enough, but it's just not cohesive. I do not like Monte Morris, Facu Campazzo, PJ Dozier, Hartenstein. I don't like what that looks like. They're going to have to make a decision on Monte Morris or Facu Campazzo. They're going to have to. Gary Harris. So the Nuggets get a block with 31 seconds left, basically. An outlet pass to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray makes the right play. He passes it cross court to Gary Harris, and Gary Harris has a wide open dunk. And again, Gary Harris historically, slasher, great slasher. But Gary Harris today, Gary Harris went to go dunk the ball, did not get fouled, lost control of the basketball, flew out of bounds. And because of that, we had a jump ball at the center court. Jokic lost the jump ball. And then Chris Paul gets the ball. 2-man game. He gets matched up with Jokic. He does like kind of a push-off step back at about 9 feet. Shoots it, make. And basically there's your game. Gary Harris just is really going to have to pick it up. And I don't know what to say, y'all. I really don't know what to say. The biggest issues tonight that I saw was the second unit. Offensive rebounds was also problematic. I don't know where our rebounds went all of a sudden. Millsap, maybe it's that. Jamal Green needs to play more. He's a great rebounder. With MPJ, Jamal Green, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, we should be dominating the glass, but right now we are not, and it's so frustrating watching these. Again, they're 3-pointers, so they're long rebounds, so they're flying off the rim, almost back to the 3-point line, and they lost a good amount of those today and paid for it. Will Barton had a steal at the end of the game, but again, Devin Booker got the ball back, slashed the 3-pointer, and that was extremely frustrating. So that was a very frustrating game because the Nuggets should have dominated that game. They should have won, but they should have won handily. But once again, that second unit is a problem. Jokic has to work on not fouling in the first half on fast break. It just can't happen anymore. Jamal Murray was excellent tonight. And one thing before we get out of here, in terms of the game notes, the Nuggets don't always do a good job of feeding hot players, and it really doesn't. It's not concerning. It's just we have a habit. There's a clear matchup advantage. Jamal Murray is cooking. And he scored in the first half, And then when it comes to the third quarter, he barely even gets. It's like, give him the ball. 2-man game. They have never stopped in all the years we've been playing against the Suns with Jokic and Murray. They've never stopped it. Give him the ball. Jokic, DeAndre Ayton cannot cover him. Give Jokic the ball. Get him the ball at the high pick and roll and just cut. They can't contain y'all. Again, McCall Bridges shot well tonight. He's hitting a lot of jumpers. They hit a lot of, early three-pointers today. Again, it's just a frustrating game. So Nuggets fans, relax. They're 1-4, but once again, as I've said, when you are integrating new players, it's not a matter of if they're good or if they will be good. They will be good, y'all. I imagine the first 15 games of this year are going to be like what we've been seeing lately. It's just because when you don't have an offseason, you don't have any preseason games really, and now you're integrating all these new pieces, the second unit is not together. We still haven't seen Gray Whittington. Still haven't seen him. We haven't had a fully healthy squad yet. So everybody else's squad is good, but we don't have a fully healthy squad yet, and we really need that 6'8" defender out there who can shoot. We need Jermichael Green out there who can shoot and rebound and play tough defense, interior defense, and we just have to put those pieces together. And we're going to have to do something about this Monte Morris, Facu Campazzo situation because it's not going to work. Anyway, the Nuggets are back on Sunday. And so they're back on Sunday. They play against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 2-3. Nuggets are 1-4 right now. We're really going to have to just, obviously, we're going to get it together. It's just going to take time. Relax. Also, in the comment section, I have some video ideas that I'm going to get out there. The first one is going to be ranking the 10 best duos in the NBA. If you want to see that video, put it back in the comment section. I'm also going to do another video of the top trios in the NBA and another video of the best team in the NBA 5 years from now based on their young cores. Whatever video you would like to see, let me know in the comment section. And again, subscribe. The more you subscribe, the more videos I'm going to put out, because I want to make sure we're building this community. What you want to see, what you want to hear, that's what I'm going to do. Again, thank you all for joining in. This is SwipaCam. Let's keep it moving.